So both my bicycle and I ended up stuffed in the car. Yeah, you should probably eat. Said car was currently driving across the single bumpy road leading to Hinozawa. For goodness sake, Shion was at Mion's level at least, or maybe an even better actor. Either way, no matter what questions I pressed her with, she'd slip out of them like an eel. Still, you two look so alike. If you tied your hair back like Mion does, would you look exactly like her? Okay, that's just weird. That's really weird. It's like she's like a foot tall. She's like a doll like sitting on my knee or something. Who knows? That's probably what would happen. We're identical twins through and through. In the past, we could just change our clothes and no one would be the wiser. I remembered we swapped places at every opportunity and fooled a whole lot of people. This does look weird, Dada, doesn't it? Please agree with me. She was like, no, they never showed him in the car. I'm sure they never showed him in the car. I'm pretty sure it was just the background. The middle-aged driver, wearing a black suit, heaved a heavy sigh like he was a butler. Bullshit, did they? I don't remember that at all. Oh, I wouldn't have instantly noticed Shion. What's wrong, Kasai? That was a pretty deep sigh. Kasai, what? Excuse me? I was just thinking that you haven't changed. You can see many years of hardship on the man's face through the rearview mirror. Anyways, Kei-chan, your house was around here, right? Kasai doesn't know much about Hinomazawa aside from the road that goes to the Sonozaki main house. If you leave it to him, he'll... Oh, is he the, I wasn't reading. Oh, he's the... Like you were about... Okay, he's like the driver, okay. If you leave it to him, he'll take you all the way to Yaguchi. I don't want that. Excuse me, could you stop at the narrow road next to... Narrow road at the next right? I'll walk from there. No, you're coming with me. Psycho Hippos. He stopped the car at the desired place. The driver, Kasai-san, got my bike out of the trunk for me. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for showing me home today. Was it Kei-san? Your name, that is. Yes. You must be having various difficulties, but I believe she will grow tired soon, so please endure things until then. Endure, not enjoy. He gave me a deep look of sympathy. This guy's definitely been dealing with the Sonozaki sisters ever since they were little kids. However, like Mion-san, she's a kind person at heart. So that means she'd be as much of a bother as Mion, right? The man's face froze in a smile, his reply lost. Hey, back me up here. Bye, Kei-chan, we'll see each other again soon. Say hi to my sister for me too. Maybe I'll start going to Hinozawa tomorrow. Don't you dare. If you transferred in, I'll transfer out to a school in Okonomiya. She will grow tired, she will... What? Well, that was really mean, Kei-chan. A short beep of the horn. The man gave a little wave to me from the driver's seat. Then the car withdrew into the dark night roads, leaving dust in its wake. Man, this entire day it made no sense. I ran into Mion while I was with Shion, and then the former's expression, like a pigeon shot with a pellet gun, had finally begun to make a strong impression on me. Alright, now we will start chapter 6, which is theoretically halfway through, but I don't think we're even close to halfway through this. I've only done like 2 days of it. So what, I've done like 6 hours or so? That's nowhere near half, I don't think. Man, this entire day made sense. Well, it's good that you noticed. The next day, it was a strange day where Mion was desperate to regain her composure. Every day our eyes met, she would say that she had something to do, or that she had to use the washroom and run off. Oh god. Unable to just watch, Reina was taking care of her the entire time. I made Mion sad. Mion-san, she's acting totally strange today. I know the whole story, but it's hard to explain. There are times when girls are emotionally unstable. It's best to just leave her alone. Turning around, I saw Reina calling me from the hallway. I wondered what it was. Keiichi-kun, over here. Oh, she looks so sad. What is it calling me over like this? Is it a secret? Or is it not? I wouldn't know. That is, it looks like it was a disaster. Yeah. Michan seemed pretty broken, but I somehow got her working again. I'm surprised you managed it. How did you exactly? Same way I do with the television. Just come at it from a 45-degree angle and hiya, saying that she made a chopping motion. You know I can't tell if you're joking or not, right? Should be fine by tomorrow. Also, there's something I want you to do, Keiji-kun. I didn't mean to do anything wrong, but I still feel guilty. I'm listening. Thanks. You see, Michan is just going to pretend the last few days never happened. Never happened, huh? I see. Well, that's one way to run from it. So you see, Keiji can you pretend to, then Michan can go back to normal. Just doing something as simple as that. Is that really going to be okay? That's pretty messed up. Please, until Michan gets her feelings in order, just go with it. Okay, I got it. Oh no, this is just gonna end. This is just gonna go so badly. Even the parts I can't remember. Even though I shouldn't have been at fault for this, for some reason I felt guilty. The one at fault here was the one who knew about the entire situation and pretended to be Mion for an entire day, Shion. Yeah, maybe she's just gonna like start wearing Shion's clothes and stuff, and with the hair and put the hair up and like, and then he's gonna like get tricked. But she never once said that she was Mion. What am I supposed to be angry at? Seeing me stomping the ground impatiently, Reina giggled. But Keiji-kun, you know as well, that Michan had some cute things about her. Reina talked in a calm voice as her hair rustled in the wind. Yeah, I know that she'll never let it be boring. Good. Following this curt reply, Reina looked up at the sky and stretched. As long as you realise that, Keiji-kun, then these past few days will be nothing more than a story to laugh about. Copying Reina, I also began to stretch as I looked at the sky. A clear sky towered into the distance. Also notice how the pretend nothing ever happened thing appears again. What, you mean the line? Or... There's no club activities or anything today. I'm sorry, Keiji-kun, but just for today, can you go home by yourself? Oh wow, I'm getting ditched by everybody. It'll be back to normal by tomorrow, so just for today, okay? If all it took for everything to go back to normal was to leave me on alone for today, then it was an easy decision to make. Like, everything's gonna be like simple, isn't it? The concept. Oh, okay. Got it. I can't say it directly to Mion, so I'll say it to you. I still feel kind of guilty about it, so I want to apologise. Congratulations on level 3, Gorchin, if you're still there. No, the root of the problem was Keiji-kun saying something insensitive, right? So if you learned anything from this, you need to look a bit into gaining a sense of delicacy. Right, I'll try. Oh god, that cut there. That day was the shortest day of my life. Reina was talking to Mion while accompanying her around the entire time. It looked like a really fun conversation, so I reflectively thought about joining in, but I had made a promise not to. It seemed that Mion was also trying her best to ignore me. So likewise, I did my best to ignore her. Oh no. For the first time in a while, I ate lunch alone. Mion and Reina ate theirs by themselves, and I let out... Oh, yeah, what about Rika and Satoko? Just hanging with the lollies. As I let out a sigh in my ashen mood, Rika-chan came over and patted me on the head. Both Keiichi and me learned a whole lot. I never say it like that. It made it sound like we were having romantic problems. I didn't like that one bit. Oh. Hopefully the teacher wouldn't notice and call us to the staff room after school or something. I'm sure that Keiichi will grow up to be a wonderful adult. Pat. Rika-chan is the studious type, so maybe you'll grow up to be an amazingly wonderful adult. Of course. When I grow up, I'll be super amazing. I agree. When I grow up, I'll be an amazing lady, you know. No matter how old you get, you'll still be a brat. You can put money on it. Oh, what did you say? As Satoko snapped her fingers, a wash basin... Oh. As Satoko snapped her fingers, a wash basin fell from above, hitting me squarely in the face. Oh, what did you think you're doing, Satoko? You fucking bitch. It was a day I could thoroughly appreciate the value of having friends. Except they all hate you. Do they all hate you? I don't know. It seems like it. Man, that was some cool pictures there. I'm not getting the same vibe from this chapter as I did from the last one. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I can't really, I don't have an opinion yet. Feels like it's going to be an individual action. The day was Saturday, so school ended in the blink of an eye. It really felt, oh, that means tomorrow is the festival, where something happens. Possibly. I assume something will. It really felt good to go home with the sun so high in the sky. On any other day, our club would have been up to mischief during our ample after-school time, but today Rika-chan had a rehearsal for tomorrow's Watanagashi to go to. How is that going, Rika-chan? Do you have it down in practice? Instead of a conspiracy. Oh, okay. I'll try harder than last year. You were so exhausted and sweaty after last year's ceremony. Oh boy. She'll look far more fit for the role this year. Please look forward to the fruits of her training. The Watanagashi festival everyone had been talking about was tomorrow, wasn't it? That's what they said. Like, literally, like 30 seconds ago. The festival being in June felt a little early to me, but the onset of summer came quickly this year, so it fit the image of a summer festival pretty well. Okay, we'll be off then. Look forward to tomorrow. Good day to you all. Satoko and Rika-chan waved to us energetically, then left. You know, I never asked, where is the festival happening anyway? I don't remember there being anywhere around here that seemed suited for hosting one. They do it at the Furude Shrine. We went there for a walk one day, remember? It was that place with the really good view. Oh, right, I remember. There was a shrine all the way up on that hill, wasn't there? It seemed far too grand for Hinamazawa. There's a great meeting hall in the shrine too. The older people will get together there and sing karaoke or practice calligraphy from time to time. Practice calligraphy, my favourite pastime. It's more like a recreational facility than a simple shrine. I see. I guess it makes sense that it looks so grand then. Michan, is your family going to help set up today? Yep, we have no hands for that. Most of our relatives come from town to help. No hands, huh? Well, I mean, I have nothing to do at home, so would it be a problem if I squirm my way in there to help you out too? Oh, she's blushing. Huh? You want to help us, Kei-chan? Why? She's totally normal now? I thought we ignored him for that day. I thought we ignored her for 3 days. Never mind. It was the last 3 days. Not if it will bother you all. I was just kind of interested. We had bond dances and other festivals in town that I used to live in, but I didn't know where they took place, much less wanted to help. You can say that I had absolutely no connection to the region. Having come to Hinamazawa though, it really made me feel like this place was a home that I had returned to. Before I knew it, I harboured a little interest in the small community active. Why is there a comma there? Community activity of preparing for a festival the day before. That should not be a comma though, right? Whose? What, mine? Or Keiichi's? I wonder if you'll be able to. Keiichi-kun. There's a lot of building tents and setting up chairs. I hear it's pretty hard physical labour. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it alone, right? The more the more hands we have, the faster it'll go. Really? Small. Yeah, but small community works as is. The commas seem weird. I harboured a little interest in the small community. Oh, activities. Oh, okay. It's quite ambiguous. I see. I understand why you've done it. I still feel small community activity works just as well as small community activity. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. That's still odd. Mion looked happy to hear that, but at the same time, her expression was complex, tinged with hesitation. Reina gave her the last push for me. It's decided then. You should go for it, Keiichi-kun. He's all yours, Michan. Put him through the ringer. Oh no. Well, I can't argue with the recommendation from Reina. Okay, go home first, put on some work clothes, and come to the shrine. Oh, and you might want to bring a towel to wipe your sweat too. Got it. I may look scrawny, but I actually quite like breaking a sweat under the hot sun. Like a real man. Careful you don't hurt your back, okay? Wait, enough of my old man spiel. I'll go to the shrine too, and as soon as I've changed. Michan, you do your best too. Bye bye. Mion waved vigorously to us and left. As far as I could tell from her gallant retreating figure, she seemed to have recovered from the weak state she had yesterday. Girls are quick to get over things. Michan is already fine. Right, her switching back to normal so cleanly really makes it easy for me to talk to her. It was kind of funny though, wasn't it? Kind of like Cinderella. Like, you can't meet her anymore once the magic wears off. Is that what happens? I haven't watched it. Reina began to giggle a fair bit in amusement. Did she like this sort of thing? Incidentally, me going along with it gave me a weird, hard to describe feeling. Did I turn myself into a plaything, or did they do it for me? If you think it's so funny, then you should try pretending to be a different Reina too. Oh no, please. Yeah, that sounds like fun. No, it doesn't. Keijikin, what kind of Reina would you want to meet? One with a bust size of at least 90. Huge knockers that you're okay with me touching. I can't do that. What a guy. She'd be great at cooking and make me lunch and come to see me in the mornings. I do that already. I pull Reina's head into a tight grip and start to pet it. He's weird. You're Reina Ryugu, right? Reina, not... don't start with this bullshit. Reina, not Reina. So you just say... So just stay as Reina forever, got it? Dude, I waited like 10 minutes. I was like idle for 10 minutes waiting for everybody. Please. He's... You know, they were like... or they were talking about like the different personalities. Where's Log? You should try to be pretending to be a different Reina too. What kind of Reina would you want? And then he's like, I just want one with massive tits. So yeah. Thanks. Have fun helping set up the festival. You got it. Let's meet up tomorrow. I got changed right away. Sitting in a towel around my neck like Mio suggested, I set off for the shrine. Yeah, I know, right? Basically, nothing's basically happened. Basically, Reina just told Keiichi that Mion wants to just forget about the last few days and just completely forget it ever happened, basically. At the shrine, there was more people than you'd imagine even live in Hinamazawa there. All cordoning off areas and setting up tent frameworks, chattering amongst themselves as they did so. Alright, where's Mion? The liveliness of the throng didn't make it easy to look for her. I searched around as if I already worked there, and suddenly the principal called out to me. If it isn't Mayabara-kun, interesting. Have you come to help with the Watanagashi setup? Hello. Yes, I was just wondering if there was anything I could help with. How commendable your attitude is. Feel free to sweat to your heart's content. Gahaha. What a guy. Spurred on by the principal, I came upon a group of people setting up tents. Oh, what's this? It's Mayabara-chan. Oh no, is that like a granny or something? Did you come all the way to help us? I hadn't found Mion yet, but I supposed I'd just get in her way if I ran into her. Yeah, I'm here to help. Just tell me where you need me. You young ones have all the vitality. Here, grab some work gloves. Ever built a tent before? Bitch, do I look like I make tents? No, never. Delighted in teaching a new skill to someone younger, plenty of people happily taught me all sorts of things. So they don't have to do it and they can make you do it instead. Okay, kid, go inside the tent and tie up just the cords for the top. After that, we're standing and look for the rest of them. Butterfly knots, okay, right. I'm probably gonna skip through a bit of this because it's just gonna be like technical tent making, and I'm not reading that. Until Mion. Oh my god, I'm getting them mixed up. Until Mion shows up at least. Yes, he has, apparently. Bit after work is the best. I'm a minor. Old background. Ah. When I took... Oh, God. I'm choking. Oh, God. Let's try that again. When I took a closer look, I saw a girl dressed in shrine maiden garb and a handful of old men looking like they were preparing for the ceremony together. Oh, no. She's been... Rika's been attacked by lolicons. Is that Rika-chan? Hey, Rika-chan! Do your best! I shouted as it seemed like she heard me. Amazing. Ah, so cute. Rika-chan, positively exploding with vitality, answered with a smile. The older guys with me watched Rika-chan as well, with distant gazes. Furiously masturbating. Oh. Rika-chan is doing a great... I haven't heard of Chama before. Rika-chan is doing a great job. Have you guys heard that? I haven't heard of that. Prefix, suffix. I'm gonna go with suffix. Honorific. Nailed it. She seemed far more used to it than she did last year. DL. Shama. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it might be like one of those filter attacker. The old lady who gave me the tea clasped what looked like prayer beads in her hand and said, "Son, these are anal beads." Rika-sama, we thank you. And just like that, we began to respectively pray to her. Huh? I just remembered that they called it the Furude Shrine. Wasn't Rika-chan's full name Rika Furude? Hey, he's putting all the pieces together. The suffix chama written is also special, usually used to be polite or respectful to someone who is otherwise your equal. Oh, okay. I've never heard that in all my anime watching. I have never heard that. The man standing next to me answered my question. That's right, Rika-chama's Furude clan is ancient and honourable, and has worshipped Oshiro-sama for generations. Oh my god, it returns! Huh? I'd always got the feeling she wasn't quite your average person, but it turns out she was from an esteemed family. After her father, who was the shrine priest, died the year before last, she's really been doing her best to learn the rituals. I wish the priest could have been there to see how wonderfully she's grown up. What? Rika-chan's father passed away? Okay, break time is over. Let's get to the chairs we're not using back to the gym in Okonomiya. Maki-san, pull the track around and take a few people with you. Alright, Marabarakan, let's get to work on the last job. Yeah. You're gonna make me do more work? I wanted to stare at lollies in Shrine Priestess uniforms. I can't tell if they know I'm a minor or not, but the older men all cheer me on, encouraging me to do my best, and that the beer will be great. Amazing. Oh, hello there. Kei-chan, working hard, I see. You seem to only have 2 pairs of clothes. I passed by Mion. She was carrying a big cardboard box. It looked like... Are these work clothes? Borderline. It looked like she was right in the middle, working as well. Judging by the sweat seeping into her shirt. It seemed I wasn't the only one with their hands full. Yeah, I'm working my ass off. You work hard too. The beer's gonna be great. Ha. He's turned into like Dracula. We all worked to the bone until the sun began to set and it started cooling off. What shirt? They buy the 10 of the same shirt. Oh, is that what you do? It was soon full-fledged night, and the clear sound of the Higurashi eased the moderate pain I felt. You're boring. I like buying weeb shirts. The older guys began their night before drinking party in a tent a fair bit off, causing quite a ruckus. The shrine grounds, on the other hand, had turned into a lonely road, tickled by the cool evening breeze, despite being so festive just a little while ago. The wind felt good. I leaned on one of the stone guardian dogs at the front of the shrine. I gave my legs a good stretch as I let my mind wander, and suddenly a paper cup filled with barley tea was thrust before me. Kei-chan, great work. Here's some tea for you. Wow, you're like really boring, holy shit. You're so considerate. Thanks, me. Her voice sounded exactly the same, but it felt somehow different. Maybe it was Shion. Wait, you're... What a twist! Hey, it's Shion. Don't go giving Mion all the credit. She isn't considerate at all. Don't get us confused, okay? Shion, you little fucking bitch. Don't trick me again. Now that I've caught you, you're not getting away. Aha, it was your mistake, Kei-chan. I've never said I was anyone other than Shion. Starter. Ugh, I guess I can't argue with that, yeah. She's gonna rub it in every time he's been, like, an idiot now. Here, that's right. You're no match for my older sister, so I can't let you be the match for me either. Anyway, your tea? It's going to get warm. That's, like, just the opposite of what we have here. No, it's gonna get cold. No, it's gonna get hot. Ugh, come on, please, cheer up. I'm trying to make it up to you with this tea. Well, she did come all the way here to give it to me. I guess I'll accept it. Oh, for God's sake. Tea's not hot. Yeah, it is. Their tea isn't, but our tea is. We don't drink, like, iced tea here, do we? I don't know. Nobody I know drinks iced tea. I took the cup and downed it in one go, and then suddenly, I heard a loud shout, and it got stuck in my throat. Which one is it this time? Is it the real man? Shion, what are you hanging out with Kei-chan again? Because unlike you, I'm very considerate. I want to watch that, but I really don't at the same time. I couldn't leave him alone, so I bought him some tea. Oh no, the evil face. By the way, why are you holding 2 cups of tea? Mion's face went bright red as she tried to hide the paper cups behind her back. Oh. Oh, well, this is both for me. There's no way you, such a rough, timid, good sister of mine, would ever briskly bring a male classmate tea, is there? So what? Oh my god, she's totally taking the piss. What are those 2 cups of tea? These are... Oh, well... for Rika. Right, I was just so thirsty I figured I'd drink too. Nice. Aha, that's so like you. Come on, chug, 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 chug. Babe said, wait on your drink. I said tea's not hot. Can you like... Are you saying it like Taya from Yu-Gi-Oh? Or no? No, okay. I shouldn't mean Mion down both the cups of tea one after another. What a fabulous drink that was. I expected nothing less from you. Kei-chan, you give her a hand too. Wait, suddenly the situation has gotten unbelievable. Mion doesn't usually get manipulated so easily like that. I've known for a while now, but Shion is terrifying. Big Shaq. No, I no idea what you're on about. Mion, you can't hold your own against Shion. I hate her, and lately I hate her even more. Oh no. Ah! So bad! Just then, I heard the snap of a camera shutter. Ah! Best guy appears. Or best girl. He's best girl. Oh my god, wait. Wait, I have this. Just give me 1 second. Good evening. The festival is coming up tomorrow. Thanks for your hard work setting it up today. It didn't. Oh, the Ohio one is. I just typed the Tomitaki thing just now. Good evening. Oh, Shion-chan. It's quite unusual for you to come here. Oh, hey, it's Tomitaki and Takano-san. They didn't know Takano before, did they? They only knew Tomitake. Did they know Takano? I don't even know if it matters, to be honest. Good evening, it's been a while, hasn't it? So you're that transfer student I've been hearing about, Keiichi Maribara, right? You really did a bang-up job today. I'm impressed. Oh yeah, that's true. I feel like, was it just Keiichi that didn't know her then? Because he didn't know her name, and then they told us in the tips. I guess the others did, right? I feel like I've seen this photographer guy before. Have we met before? Only in the previous game, child. I'm glad you remembered. We passed many times on the road, Keiichi-kun. I'm Tomitake, aka Swole Guy. I'm a freelancer photographer from Tokyo. And do you recognize me? I'm sorry, but I don't. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Stupid kid. Shizumi Takano-san. Do you remember when you were at the doctor's office when you still had a cold, Kei-chan? Mio-san is one of the nurses who works there. Call me Takano. I'm pleased to meet you. I wonder if she squeezed over them like in the shrine storeroom. That's very thoughtful of you. Tomitaki-san seemed to be quite entertained at the Sonozaki twins being in the same place as he took picture after picture. What a creep. I don't know. I don't think he did. He might have done it like the first week or the first few days, which we kind of skipped. But no, I don't think we did see him. He definitely didn't go to the hospital. I've heard about them, but this is the first time I've actually seen a pair of identical twins. You really do look exactly alike. We're not just alike on the outside. See our underwear matches too. Start. Oh, he gets his camera out and ready. You idiot! What the heck are you doing? Things have never been as lively as when the two of them are together. I don't know how he makes a living as a photographer. He only takes pictures of the floor. I'm starting to get a handle on which one is which. No way. Mion is Mion, and Shion, well, she seems a far better actor than Mion was. In the first place, somebody that could spurn Mion so easily wouldn't have shown such weakness to those lard buckets at Angel Mall. It was the case then that the cowardly behaviour from that day was all a complete act. God damn it. We summoned our lollies for nothing. Lard buckets, yeah. They were even more like when they were little. I hear that even their parents had a hard time telling which was which. That's really easy to imagine. I totally understand what they must have gone through. I totally understand. Takano gave me a kind of plot twist. Keiichi's from the future and he's their father. Oh, these are guys. I thought you meant the oh my god. Takano gave me a kind of odd look, but explaining would have been a pain, so I didn't bother. What? Is that just like lazy writing? What? Tomitake, are you going straight back to Tokyo after you get your pictures of the festival? Yep, though I'd rather just stay here forever. What? I feel like that line's important. Silly adult things, that's all. That's just inconvenient to explain it. Okay. This particular one, yes. The previous one wasn't. I hope your photos win a fabulous prize soon. I've been praying for it. Thanks. Next time I'll come, I'll bring the pictures. I took of all of you today, especially your panties. It's taking the piss, yeah. Maybe I think it's really smart. I wouldn't say it's smart. I think they know what they're doing, but that whole thing with the Shion thing kind of got out of control. My Barakan, you did a lot of work today. You must be tired from all the physical labour you're not used to. Well, I'm tired, but it was still pretty fun. Ah, youth, I'm so jealous. Takano-san smiled with an adult elegance that no one in my circle of friends possessed. Not even Rika. The wind caught her hair. She gives off an intelligent beauty. Intelligent beauty. Oh, why hello everybody. Hey, Dr. Nick. It seemed like one merry crowd was standing out this time. An overweight old man addressed us. And again, it was someone I thought I knew. If I recall correctly, he's a policeman, isn't he? But I felt like 9,000 bits back. Oh, Rishi-san. Good evening. Doing a preliminary security inspection for tomorrow. Hello, Ishi. Please leave. Nah, something like that. Oh, if it isn't Tomitaki-san, the swole guy. Hi, swole guy. I'm the fat guy. It's certainly been a while. I'm honored you remembered my name. Can I take a picture of you? You and your amazing fuck, what are these called? I don't know what they're called. I can't remember. You really do love Hinamizawa, don't you? The apartments around here are far cheaper than the ones in Tokyo. You should just move here and get it over with. I know realtor I can introduce to you. What the hell are these things called? Suspenders. That's what it is. Who's balling fashion. I appreciate the thought. I'd very much like to follow up on that. Nah. All right, everyone, have a good year, and happy New Year to the Sonozaki twins too. Happy New Year, Detective Urishi. What? Happy New Year. What? It's like 6 months away. We appreciate your work. We'd like to end this year's festival with the... What? Am I missing something? Do they have like a different year? Happy East. What? Least amount of inconvenience possible. That's pretty strict on me. Nah. What the hell is that laugh from? Oh, it's probably Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged? I don't know. I feel like everything's in Yu-Gi-Oh! Happy Easter. Maybe if is like... No, they specifically said June, like, loads of times. No, it's not Papyrus. That's the nyahaha. They're completely different, obviously. Detective Rishi left us with a low laugh and headed off to talk to some police officers standing a ways away. I gave Mion a glance and saw her making an annoyed face, as if it was glaring bullets at someone she hated. Yeah, that's just like gravel or whatever. Yeah, it'd be nice if the police didn't have anything to do with Watanagashi this year. Oh my god. I'm not gonna do that every time. That's gonna annoy me now. I keep getting annoyed by stuff that I vaguely remember, but I don't know what specifically what it's from. Oh Christ. You like this place too, don't you? Oh, you mean to say... Oh, fucking hell. What is it from? What is it from? Oh, you mean to say you dislike it, Jiro-san? I quite enjoy such fantastic stories, you know. Especially with the times being so dry and uninteresting. Here we go, boys. Buckle up, kiddos. No, it wasn't that. That would be really weird if it was. The curse of Oishiro-san, you mean? Insert spooky music here. Curse, Tomitaki-san used a troubling word. And suddenly someone tugged on my arm. It was Vika. Oh shit, Mion. God damn it. Kei-chan, I'm pretty hungry. Wanna go to the tent with the drinks and have some candy and sweets? They're totally not poisoned. I'm up for that. I've gotten a little hungry as well. Okay, let's go. A moment later, Shion said something to Takana and Tomitaki that stung my ears and gave me a start. I've never heard it. I assume he just means like in the way it, like startle, and gave me a start. I've never heard it used in that way. That's odd. Also scary music. What the fuck? Candy and sweets, bitch, aren't they saying? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. It's like the American word and the English word. I wonder who will die and who will disappear this year. Oh, that wasn't totally ominous. I pulled back from Mion's grip and stopped abruptly. Shion, what did she just say? Dot. Startled. Get a start. Yeah, I've never heard get a start. It felt like the air around us dried out all of a sudden. Let's go, Kei-chan. They're talking about something silly anyway. You still haven't told Kei-chan? So she's hiding it. Like she did in the previous game. And she's like all about it. I make it a point not to spread stories like that. Shion's cold and quiet tone and Mion's harsh voice were quite the contrast. Hey, wait, hold on. What are you talking about? If you know something, then tell me. It doesn't feel right being the only one left out, you know? I don't understand this. Someone explain it to me. However, Mion didn't seem to be at all willing to grant my request. She squeezed my hand in hers a bit, but when... First base. Half a base. That's good enough. But when she realised I would hold my ground on this topic, she let go. I'm going to go to the drinking tent first then. If you don't come soon, Kei-chan, there won't be any left for you. Oh, she's like totally avoiding it. Ah, I get it already. I'll be there soon. Just tell me what you fucking mean. Dude, that's a flyball, mate. Hand-holding include. I know, right? Mion left, trotting towards a particularly noisy tent on the other side of the shrine ground. She's going to get absolutely wasted. Before she got there, she stopped and turned back around. I showed no signs of going after her, though she ran off. And he's going to take a picture of her ass while she's running away. I could tell you if you haven't heard, I suppose, but it might be smarter not to ask and go with her to eat dessert. Hey now, you've already got my full attention. I'm not going to leave without asking at this point. I think Kei-chan has the right to hear this too. My sister was just stealing that from you. Shion's voice was bristling with thorns, as if someone somehow blaming Mion. What on earth are you talking about? I don't really like people acting so self-important. Takano-san, realising how prepared I was, looked across the group. After confirming that there were no objections, she opened her mouth. Do you believe in curses, my American? Curses? I think they're interesting, but I don't really... I felt their cynical stares and winced. It was like they were telling me it was a stranger not to believe in curses. Oh, it is stranger not to believe in curses. Tomitake is actually Quentin Tarantino in disguise. At the festival, so yeah, maybe. You're not wrong, Kei-chan. Curses are just superstition. I reckon when they play the Teddy shooting game, it's gonna be like someone's gonna go mental and like just shoot everybody. You're not wrong, Kei-chan. Curses are just superstition. It's only natural that you wouldn't believe in them. Besides, you can take all that time you need to decide whether to believe in curses after you've heard us through. Said Takano-san, giving a little smile. They're trying to scare me. At least that's what it feels like. Alright, I'll start. Keiichi-kun, do you know about the Hinamizawa Dam project? Oh yeah, the other day at Angel Shion, or Mion, rather, told me all about it. What? Mion was never there. At any point. You mean the plan for the giant dam that would flood all of Hinamizawa, right? That's right. Residents of the town banded together to fight it, and a fierce battle with the government unfolded. They were like mixing it up for so long that they just kept on doing it after he realised who they are. Residents of the town banded together to fight it, and a fierce battle with the government unfolded. I've heard that too. An entire village united, using all the power at their disposal, mass media, political influence and other things, and fought the country. The way Mion described it made it sound like a boast. Oh, you know quite a bit about it. Yes, you're right. It's practically an epic tale. How just 1,000 or so villagers banded together and rejected the government's plans. Did you hear this from my sister? She likes those kind of epics, you know? Yeah, she told me. There was, however, an office for the Hinamizawa residents' opposition faction. It was this shrine. You know the assembly hall? That's where it used to be. Now that the whole thing is over, the senior citizens just use it for group activities. At the time, though, it was their last bastion. Takano-san explained this, pointed a finger towards the assembly hall. I've been carrying things in and out of there all day. I mean, I would understand if they put an office like that in the mayor's house or something, but having an office on shrine grounds made it feel like an off-base camp for Sengoku period warriors. That was basically the mindset though, placing the main force in the shrine dedicated to Oyashiro-sama, Hinamizawa's guardian deity, was like a prayer for victory. Oyashiro-sama. That was definitely it. They mentioned Oyashiro-sama's curse before. Is it the same Oyashiro-sama? No, it's the other one. Do you know about Oyashiro-sama, Keiichi-kun? It's the name of the god worshipped at the shrine. It's said that he protects all of Hinamizawa. Well, I don't really know much about him. I see. I think Takano-san knows more about the rest. Tag, you're it. Duh. Well, that is generally the whole story. Oishiro-sama is the ancient god. That's not much of a story. That's just like one fact. Oishiro-sama is the ancient god passed down at Hinamizawa, and the villagers say he has been protecting the sanctuary from the poisons of the outside world. So essentially, he's a basic standard guardian deity. He's a basic bitch. That's what he is. I guess you can find that sort of god anywhere you get. There's researched into whether worshipping Oishiro-sama is a manifestation of a kind of elitism too. What I mean is that the worshippers might think of themselves as chosen people. Believing yourself chosen, a nationalistic belief that you are part of a superior race or that you're a special clan chosen by the gods. They believe that they're superior clans, so they believe strongly in cooperating with others, but they also end up being exclusionary towards other clans. I won't go into too much detail, but it's the sort of national and religious ideas that lead to war. Of course, that goes for Japan too. A long time ago, the people of Hinamizawa strongly believed themselves different from humans. They were above them. They believed that interaction with the lower world could sully their souls. So everyone believed that if one of the lower world came to the village, they would be... I never know how to say that. I feel like it's pronounced soiled, but I don't think it is, because I don't know how that would be pronounced that. But I never heard the word sullied. How do you pronounce that bloody word? And suffered the wrath of Oishiro-sama. Apparently that kept everyone away. Yeah, sullied. Okay. Villagers that hate outsiders come up all the time in Kindaichi novels. This was one of a run-of-the-mill village of xenophobes. Sullied. Okay. Well then, deny it to preserve their pride. It was all a long time ago after all. Things are different now. Shion followed up quickly, having sensed the thorns in Tomitake-san's words. Tomitake-san, embarrassed at what he said, scratched at his head. So this shrine worships Oishiro-sama, thinks of Hinamizawa as holy ground, and it's a symbol of their tradition, hatred of the outside world. I get it. So that's why they chose the shrine of Hinamizawa's guardian spirits as their base of operations, to resist the silly dam construction project that came from the outside. Correct, smiled Takano, pleased. She must dislike stupid people. Oh shit, I better not get on the wrong side of her. Yeah, isn't that soiled? I don't know, I feel like I've heard it pronounced like that. Superstition. No, okay. Superstition, every last bit of it. The villagers gave everything, desperate to oppose the dam construction. And right in the midst of it, the incident drove home the finishing blow. Oishiro-sama's curse. The person managing the construction site of the Hinamizawa Dam was murdered 4 years ago, I believe, and now they're going to explain all of this again. Hey, level 27. Good job, dude. It took the newspapers by storm. Do you remember it? No, not really. He had a fight with a subordinate and was beaten to death with a pickaxe. That was that the same story? Yeah, I think it was like an axe and a pickaxe or something, wasn't it? His wow. His limbs and head were torn Jesus Christ. His limbs and head were torn off. I was there that wrong again. And the remains disposed of. They said axe before. Yeah, I think they said axe and pickaxe maybe. Yeah, I don't think the story's changing. I think they just kind of explaining it differently. One of those dismemberment homicides, they were all the rage at one point. All my friends were doing it. Such a gruesome incident. But it was just that, an incident. A person caused the incident after all. Should they really be put it down to a curse? You'll soon find out, child. Then the following year, the man who had organised Hinamizawa's group of dam proponents, he fell from a cliff while on vacation and died. Apparently it was an accident. Of course, most of Hinamizawa was hostile towards him. The police were all over the case as if it were a homicide, but in the end, it was judged to be just an accident. it's an accident. Now it's an accident. This is the most cursed-like one, but it's still far-fetched. And then, on the next year, this time the priest of this shrine contracted an unknown illness and suddenly died. This may sound a little rude, but the old priest was kind of a wait-and-see type. The whole village was in an uproar about the dam, but he just kind of didn't want to bother. The shrine was the symbol of the opposition movement, and its priest, well, his attitude worked against him. The villagers at the time had hoped for a leader, but their hopes were betrayed. Some people were apparently pretty angry too. So at the time, all the older people were like, "This is Orishira-sama's curse." That's what they said. It did seem like every year, dam-related people the village had resentment towards were dying. It was pretty creepy. Oh, and also, it's interesting, all of these incidents and accidents always happen on the night of the Watanagashi festival. Bitch, what you say? What? See? Starting to sound like a curse now, isn't it? Then the year after that, in other words last year, the sister-in-law of the man who was the leader of the dam, the sister-in-law of the husband of the cousin of the sister, the only one that accidentally died, was discovered dead, having been beaten to death. Of course they caught that criminal. Of course. See? Really seems like a curse, huh? 4 years in a row. Each one of the incidents and accidents were relatively commonplace, but every single one of them happened on the night of the festival, worship or Orishira-sama. That's not normal. And before there's like 13 deaths every day in Higurashi, so it's just completely normal that there's going to be a death on that day as well. The old folks have been blindly accepting Orishira-sama's curse because of the incidents these past few years. Even younger people too. At first they thought it was stupid, but now nobody makes fun of it. Well, I can see where she's coming from. You have a theory. What's your theory? Even me, even if I didn't think there was a curse at all, thinking about all the incidents like this makes me feel like maybe it's real. For example, just look at the preparations for the festival you were doing today. Everything might have gone crazy during the battle against the dam, but just a few years ago, the Watanagashi festival was never this well attended. What if this time Taki doesn't say it, or maybe the nurse doesn't disappear? What if this time Taki doesn't... Oh my god, I read that as if Dada said that. I'm like, Dada, please, grow up. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to follow the exact same events either. Well, I guess you're right. If we don't have Orishira-sama to talk about, we wouldn't all be coming to a festival like this, huh? There's a lot of people who would say that infidels might be punished, so they really need to go to Orishira-sama's festival. Shio nodded as if she was mocking herself. So how about now, Keiji-kun? You started to get the feeling that maybe, just maybe, the curse is real, aren't you? If it is that, then it's sure related to the sisters. Not as much as if Dada said at that time, as he was like building up the hype for like his theory, and then he's like, and then they just have sex. I mean, you can't just laugh off people related to the damn construction project all dying like that. If even I feel like this, then the more superstitious members of the village must feel stronger than that. Well, I mean, I still don't think there's a curse. I can understand those that believe there is, though. You'll soon believe in it, Keiji. Well, Keiji, you really keep a cool head about this. He's literally just shit his pants. Shion grinned, realising I'd rejected the curse. Damn it! We better get him a different way. If it's neither a curse nor a coincidence, then what should we make of these incidents? Takano-san said, smiling playfully, as if posing a riddle. Neither a curse nor a coincidence, but every year someone dies. What should we make of it then? They haven't mentioned the disappearing yet, I don't think. Tomitaki-san, catching on to the fact that I had no idea what to make of it, opened his mouth and came to my aid. But they didn't explain it until, like, after. I think Oishi explained it to him. Takano-san is suggesting that it might be the work of real people. Simple process of elimination would have gotten me there. I was a little taken aback at not having realised the answer immediately. Well, think about it. If it's neither a curse nor coincidence, then people must be willing willingly. Nailed it first time. Carrying it out. It's the only explanation, right? Press Takano-san. I swallowed bitterly in spite of myself. Why is that not a capital? That should be a capital, right? That's probably not. I'm clearly not good at grammar. Or I'm trying to call out mistakes and it's not right. Here I was just a few minutes ago thinking the very concept of a curse was absolutely absurd. When she suggested it was someone's doing, I ended up thinking that there wasn't any way it could be a person. Right? Especially because it wasn't on the same line like up here. But Takano-san was right. It was either a curse or it was a person's doing. If unrealistic things like curses didn't exist, then the obvious next step would be to start thinking that it was people behind it. But if that was the case, I glanced at Shion. It was you! Wait, never mind. If the culprit is a person, then there'll have to be someone from Hinamizawa. That's what the police officer, Oishi-san, thinks right now, too. Hey, wait. So it can't be Shion. I thought I knew the reason Mion didn't want to talk about this. If Oishiro-sama's curse really existed, then that's fine. Totally fine. It would be divine judgment for the damn project business. However, if Oishiro-sama's curse didn't exist, which it obviously didn't, then like there's obviously not a Shion and a Mion. That's just impossible. Then the culprit would most likely be someone from Hinamizawa, which puts her out of the equation. The villagers had worked desperately to oppose the dam construction project. I knew that they had used all sorts of methods to fight against it. If one of those methods was, maybe, people whispered that Oishiro-sama's curse could be the doing of a secret group in the dam resistance movement. Shion dryly put words to my exact thoughts. Of course I didn't expect it. She was from Hinamizawa, so I didn't think she'd come out and say it herself. I thought she was from town. Does that not count? I thought she doesn't technically live in Hinamizawa. Or is the town within the village? I thought they go out of the village. Is it all within Hinamizawa? Have I just been completely missing the point? Never mind. She is? Yeah, I guess so, but she specifically doesn't live there, does she? But yeah, I guess you're right. If you calm down and think about it, anyone would come to the same conclusion. There wouldn't be a motive for anyone but people who benefit from opposing the dam product, right? I guess that's true. Admitting to the existence of a darker side of the dam conflict would be rude to Mion, who spoke of it so highly, so I couldn't just accept Shion's seemingly logical viewpoint. One more thing. The police probably don't know this. There's proof that someone from Hinamizawa committed these crimes, and the people of Hinamizawa know it. What? Shion rebukes me to keep my voice down. Sorry, but this proof, what is it? It's a syringe. It's the fact that one person dies and one more person disappears. One more person disappears. Did that mean that someone besides the one who died from the curse was a sacrifice? What do you mean by disappear? They just vanish and you never see them again? Oh my god. That's right. Suddenly and without a trace. And as she spoke, Shion pretended to do a trick with her hand like she was making a magician's hat disappear. Oh my god, my finger! Oh god! One dies a mysterious death and one disappears, never to be seen again. A strange vanishing act. But then, how does that equate to someone from Hinamizawa being the culprit? Well, actually, Hinamizawa has this one really old legend. It's really old. It's about how people offer sacrifices to Oishiro-sama to calm his wrath. Sacrifices? Yes, they say that they used to wrap up a living person up in a bamboo mat and let them slowly sink into the bottomless swamp. Jesus Christ, that's dark. Takano-san, though explaining something pretty terrible, had a look of glee on her face as she did so. Oh, that's messed up. Why is she smiling? As far as I gleaned from the literature, it actually took 3 days and 3 nights for them to sink. See, even people a long time ago liked symbolism. As the body sunk, Oishiro-sama's anger would be quelled. Both were submerged into the deep. Hee hee hee. God. Takano-san was the only one laughing at this. Was she telling a joke or something? Shion didn't move to deny it, but I felt a difference in temperature between her cool expression and Takano-san's. Yeah, it is. This whole conversation, well, I think you can imagine it after hearing it, but it's the secret history of Hinamizawa. Everybody who knows it, everyone who has been in Hinamizawa for a long time knows it, but they don't talk about it. Takano-san's not from here, but she knows quite a lot. She really likes local history, folk legends, that kind of stuff. She learned about it all by herself too. I'm really not that amazing, just curious, that's all. Like a child. I just want to see scary things for the fun of it. What the fuck? Tomitaki-san laughed, a little bit embarrassed. Oh, wait a minute, what does that mean? The other person who disappears showing the incidents? You're saying they're offered as a sacrifice? Yeah. Shion answers in one word before anyone else can speak. Someone dies and someone disappears. Yeah. No, I noticed they said that. Don't worry. Well, whether they actually get sacrificed or not is a different issue. But that would... I don't think she's gonna go this time. I don't think she's gonna disappear or die. I don't know. I shouldn't see. But every time something happened in the past, one person died and one person disappeared. For example, the first one, where the dam manager was killed, apparently one of the people responsible for that still hasn't been arrested. Couldn't that just mean he managed to get away? I don't see why we should treat him as a sacrifice. Well, that's basically what I think too. There was also the year after that with the leader of the dam proponents. He said he fell from a cliff and died while on vacation, right? Apparently his wife fell as well. The police investigated fervently, but they were never able to find the wife's corpse. The river under the cliff was actually pretty high at the time though. She could have just been buried under the sand at the bottom of some lake downstream or something. The perpetrator of a dismemberment like that wouldn't want to be caught, so they'd be desperate to run away and hide too. I thought I heard about cases where the corpse wouldn't surface after the person drowned in a swelled river like that. She vanished because of an unfortunate accident, but I still don't think the connection to sacrifices. I still didn't see the connection to sacrifices. If you took each of the past incidents in turn, none of the disappearances evoked that terrifying outward image. The year after that, with the priest suddenly falling ill and dying, is much clearer. His wife left a suicide note. They found it in their house the night of the priest died. It said something along the lines of quelling Oyashiro-sama's wrath through her death. The curse, it seems to turn up in this one though. Well, we may never know the truth of the matter. The swamp the wife drowned in herself was the giant bottomless one Takano mentioned before. The police investigated it, but all they could find was several of her possessions. They never found the corpse. The police suspect it was a faked suicide and they were still investigating it now. Someone dies every year, and in the same way someone goes missing every year. Why do they have to write it like 10 times? Like, Jesus Christ, we get it. Is he trying to tell me that everyone who vanished was kidnapped by some extreme efficient means and dumped into the bottomless swamp, still alive and drowned to death? But a curse, that's unbelievable in its own right. And the next year, what was it? The dam proponent's sister-in-law? She was killed. And the same way, someone disappeared. It was a boy around my age named Satoshi Hojo. Oh, wait. He knows. Wait, no, wait, that's Shion. I thought that was... No, I was like, wait, Keiichi knows, but that's Shion said, isn't it? He's a nephew by marriage of the woman killed. Shion cut him with a slightly strong tone of voice. Okay, I got completely, like, confused there. I was like, oh my god, what does he know? She knew the boy who had disappeared pretty well. At least, that's the vibe I was getting. They were fuck buddies. Well, that about sums everything up. One person always dies, and one person disappears. Leaving the suddenness aside, the fact that there was each incident involved one person disappearing. So that means the first person who dies is because of Oyashiro-sama's curse, and the second person who vanishes is because the village sacrifices her. Is that it? Kei-chan, there is no curse. Somebody kills the first person under the guise of the curse, and somebody takes away the second person to be a sacrifice. But Shion, that means the criminal is in this village. That's what I've been guessing from the start. It's pretty shocking though, you know. We live in this Showa period. It's kind of hard to believe people are committing murder like it's nothing, using some ancient justifications, huh? It didn't have anything to do with our discussion, but I got the feeling that maybe Shion didn't like Hinoizawa very much. Mina enjoyed talking about Hinoizawa and his epic tales, so she had avoided talking about Oyashiro-sama's curse, which didn't paint Hinoizawa in a good light, no matter how you looked at it. She was trying not to give me a bad impression of the village, so she didn't say anything. Shion, on the other hand, was somehow different. She wasn't rejecting the concept of a curse to purge Hinoizawa of this bad impression, but rather, because she strongly believed that a member of the village was the criminal behind this, her conviction seemed a bit removed from the tight sense of community held by the people of Hinoizawa. She's an outsider. I think I see what's happening and who's dying. And who's killing. Do you want to guess now or keep it to yourself? Once upon a time, they looked so alike you mistake one for the other, but talking to her now, I was getting a powerful feeling that Shion had a completely different personality to Mion, because she totally didn't before. Then everybody else, they all think someone from Hinoizawa did it, right? Neither Shion nor Takano-san answered that. The deafening silence told me that all that needed to be said. Then let me ask another question. If someone from Hinoizawa is the culprit, then who is it? Neither Shion nor Takano-san had a reply to that question either. Though it may have been rude to ask, I hope they wouldn't have one. The reason I asked was to argue that their explanation that the culprit was from Hinoizawa was nothing more than one possibility. Shion caught onto my plan. She gave a pained smile at my petty spite and opened her mouth to speak. ShareX just jump scared me while I was typing it. Wait, what? Oh, Share. I read that as XSplit. Don't ask why. What happened? Was it like a pop-up of Monica? All I said really just amounts to circumstantial evidence anyway. If any of us knew who it really was, we'd have gotten them into police hands already. As would anybody. Then what about Takano-san? She too smiled dryly as Shion had opened her own mouth. Well, I'd like to clear up one thing. I'm not a detective or anything, alright? In all honesty, I'm not really interested in who the culprit is. Aha! Takano-san, you sure are a handful. Tomitake-san gives a bitter laugh, oh that was bitter, Oda, at her surprising opinion on the matter. You see, I just like calling atrocious ancient traditions and fairy tales. I only enjoy them from a curious onlooker's perspective. That's pretty messed up. So even for this string of incidents, it's not so much finding out who the culprit is, but enjoying thinking about how the old traditions displayed by the incidents themselves still seems to have some pretty deep roots around her. Though she described herself as nothing more than a curious onlooker, her smile was as sharp as the tip of a blade. Women like her felt very strange and a little scary to me. Maybe it's just that I was in fearful awe of the person whose emotions I couldn't comprehend. Well, I don't think any of this is interesting at all. The Watanagashi festival is coming up tomorrow, but I don't want anyone to die or disappear. Tomorrow, huh? That's right, it had completely slipped my mind. The string of murder incidents people attributed to Oyashiro-sama's curse, it wasn't over. If last year's incident wasn't the end, then tomorrow's night at the festival, would someone die and someone disappear? I do wonder who will die tomorrow and who will disappear though. Jesus Christ, they've mentioned it like literally like 10 or 12 times now. Takano said, running a comb through her hair with an elegant movement, with a thin smile and voice that nearly made me shudder. She almost looked like she was enjoying the thought of the incidents that could happen tomorrow. God, she's messed up. Ugh. Then out of the blue, we heard a loud round of applause. They seemed to be ending the drinking party early. They ended because someone died. Why, I was making Mion wait for this whole time, wasn't I? I should get back to her soon. You're teasing the kid too much, Takano-san. Now Keiji-kan thinks it's all true. Hey, I apologize. It's that bad habit of mine again, said Takano-san, sticking out her tongue bashfully. The strangeness in her expression was nowhere to be found. When Takano-san sees an innocent child like you, she can't help wanting to poke fun at them. It's a real bad habit. Keiji-kun, you listened to everything so earnestly that she ended up getting carried away. Unlike Takano-san, Tomitaki-san seemed like a totally normal person with common sense. And massive abs. They were apologizing after realizing what kind of impression they'd given me. For God's sake, Della. The stuff Takano-san just said is all fiction. If it made you harbour any bad impressions about Higurashi, then we apologise for that. Yeah, bullshit. Jeez, Jiro-san. You apologise too, Takano-san. Tell him you're sorry for scaring him. Takano-san and Tomitaki-san were arguing and messing around now. The strained air around us had already dissipated. Kei-chan, you should get going soon. Mion is the jealous type. If she sees me, she'll probably start a fight, so I'll just be going home. Really? Then I'll see what Mion's doing and apologise for making her wait, I guess. Sorry for being such a nuisance, Keiji-kun. Did you tell Mion-chan we're sorry for bothering you for so long? Ah yes, I don't think telling her would make her feel any better, but sure. Tomitaki-san and Takano-san, standing next to each other, both began to chuckle. Okay then, Kei-chan, let's try and run into each other at tomorrow's festival. We'll see each other. I mean, it's us we're talking about after all. We've been making so much trouble, it'll be hard for you not to find us. I wonder if that has an alternate meaning. Shion and I said our goodbyes to Tomitaki-san and Takano-san. Before we could leave, Takano-san called out to us. Thanks for listening so earnestly to what I had to say. You're just so good at listening. I had a great time talking to you. Good at listening? No, not at all. I was just in a state of perpetual bewilderment from all the shocking topics being thrown at me one after another. Did you like my story today? Well, it was pretty interesting. Then I'll tell you some more sometime, okay? Please don't. There's a lot of pretty interesting legends and fairy tales about Hinamazar. Of course, a lot of strange and creepy ones too. I'll choose a bunch of my favourites to tell you about them. I was kind of happy, but kind of worried. I can't help but smile dryly and scratch at my head. Keiji-kun, you can go now. Takano-san is just messing with you. They say goodbye again and ran off. I heard Tomitaki-san call out behind him in a clear voice that we would see each other in the festival tomorrow. When I went to the tent, Mion was waiting for me and she was nowhere to be found. I made her wait so long, maybe she got mad and went home. After asking some adults passing by, I heard that she went home, talking to some relatives. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But my regret for having made Mion wait wasn't enough to triumph over the impression Takano-san and Shion's uncanny story left on me. Serial murder incidents had happened 4 years in a row, but tomorrow's events make this the 5th, and the possibility that someone from Hinamazar was carrying this all out under the guise of the curse. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Wait, what did he say that? The queer tradition of ritual sacrifice entirely unbecoming of the Showa period we lived in. I regretted it a little, thought it was too late. No, it was too late. If none of those creepy stories had anything to do with me, then I should have let Mion pull me away from that crowd. I felt a little ashamed about letting my cheap curiosity get the better of me. I don't know if I'm thinking I might stop here. Let's see if this is the end of the chapter. I don't want to go on too long. My voice is kind of dead. Okay, that's a lot of shit. All right, I'll read all those and then I'll end up. I'm kind of tired. It's been like an hour 45. Few new tips. I won't be doing this tomorrow, but I'll do it Saturday probably for a good few hours. Yeah, because then I can I should be sort of more awake and I can read into the interesting stuff. Okay, so wait, what part did you like completely miss that whole scene at the shrine? Basically, Toмотaki and Tanaka and Shion sort of were explaining to Keiichi about the curse and that people die every year, or one person dies every year on the night of the festival, and one person goes missing, which they explained about 10 times. Yeah, and then like Takano made it out that she was just joking and she was just really interested in it from like a, you know, like just being interested in like a type of story type thing. But it was quite odd. I don't know how to explain it. The whole atmosphere of it was quite odd. Orishiro-sama's curse. In the ancient Onagafuchi village, the anger of Orishiro-sama, his curse, was feared above all. However, it was seldom stated anywhere what eventually happened and was sort of a divine judgment curse befalls them when Orishiro-sama is angry. From various reports, all hell will break loose. Demons will come flooding out. The miasma from hell will flood outward and kill every villager, letting not a single one escape. The ones evoking images of the village being annihilated stand out the most. These terrifying ideas of divine punishment in alignment with many of other religious beliefs regarding the apocalypse, hell, and it's easy to imagine that they are just ways of convincing people to obey their teachings in order to prevent such an end. The conditions for inciting Orishiro-sama's wrath are likely the same as the taboos in Onagafuchi village. I believe that when an act was performed that violates one of these taboos, Orishiro-sama was turned angry, and in order to quell his anger, they performed the aforementioned sacrificial ritual. The human sacrifice ritual. The sacrificial ritual was a simple drowning, involving plunging sacrifices into the Onagafuchi swamp, which was considered hallowed. Of the rituals of Onagafuchi village, this one was unique in that the sacrifice would sink slowly over the long course of 3 days and 3 nights. I believe that it wasn't so much the killing of the sacrifice that was important, but rather the symbolism of them sinking as the submerging of Orishiro-sama's anger. For that purpose, they must have had a passion for learning various methods for keeping the sacrifice from sinking too quickly, to force them to sink more slowly. Unfortunately, as far as I could tell from the records, those methods were not recorded. My thoughts are that they may have used logs or some similar material to create a raft, and then set up a scaffold on them, hung the sacrifices up with ropes, and let them sink little by little over time into the swamp. However, if that was the case, it would not be strange if the ritual implements used for such a ceremony were honoured as holy and enshrined somewhere. Scrapbook 3. Implements used for the ritual. Ritual tools utilised for ancient religious ceremonies and commonly referred to as implements or ritual implements. And even now, some of them are enshrined of the property of the Furude Shrine and 3 families. However, the unidentifiable tools that are decorative, and none appear to have been used in rituals governing the dark side of Onagafuchi village. As the Edo era came to a close and many traditional rituals were lost, were they lost as well, or perhaps buried in the darkness? I don't believe so. Both the implements used on the night of the feast of Onagafuchi and those used during the sacrificial ceremony must still exist, enshrined away from the eyes of the masses. Without a doubt, they exist here, today, at this very moment, in Hinamazawa. Also, I'm nearly certain where they'd been enshrined. What was once locked steadfastly has, for some reason, changed this year to a cheap-looking padlock. He may be able to do something about such a lock. However, it is not far from the assembly hall, nor is it ever far from the presence of people. However, I will not give up. A night where it becomes a blind spot to every villager in Hinamazawa is coming soon. Soon it will be Watanagashi. Festival's around the corner. Rabble, 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 rabble. Hey, are you worn out already? Tomorrow's the real thing. We're going to be partying until tomorrow. Until morning, until the very end of it all. Got it? Got it. They left at like 9 o'clock last time. Got it. I'll give it everything I've got. He's like I assume that's how like Waluigi laughs or something. I don't know. I don't play Mario, but I assume that's probably how he laughs. All right then. Youth is the greatest. Good work, everyone. Tomorrow's Watanagashi at last. Let's get some shut-eye in and save our energy for tomorrow night. Tomorrow is finally Watanagashi. Festivals are split up into 2 groups: those who enjoy them and those who support them. Yeah, pretty much. The former only need prepare the mind, but the latter needs not only that, but only painstakingly crafted plans and preliminary arrangements. While the general majority attended goes about enjoying the festival without a care in the world, will be strained the whole way through. Why? You sure as hell know why. Because the beer after everything's over is the best damn beer you ever taste. At times like these, it's best to have energetic, physical fit people. It wouldn't be worth it if you didn't do your best till the end, enjoying it the whole way. Oh, he's here. Urishi-san came in. Everyone hurried to stand up. Hello everyone, excellent work out there. You can be at ease. Thank you, sir. What? Why is there 3? Not even my seniors, who usually talk big about themselves, can hold a candle to Rishi-san. We all bow as if we were one of those cheering squads of old. Kurado, Kuraudo, Urishi. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't think that was like, that's a proper grammar thing, is it? I've never seen that used before. The only time I've seen 3 is like when it's speech marks inside a quote or something. A detective in Japanese maybe. Yeah, I've never seen that before. A detective just waiting to retire, one who doesn't pay much mind to rules and regulations and doesn't do too much in the way of real work. He looks like a rotten old man with a penchant for dirty jokes. My seniors though tell me that he was a real fighter in his younger days and that he may or may not have quite a heroic legend trailing behind him. Anyway, he surely had much more dignity and presence in the room than the section chief who had came in with him. Everyone, I really thank you for all your hard work on the preparations for the festival tomorrow. Everyone present stands upright and lends their ear to the chief's directions. We're on heavy alert for any thrill-seeking criminals expecting another incident like last year. I need you all to focus your energy as much as possible on your mission to prevent any crimes from happening. So don't get pissed drunk. Of course, it would be best if nothing happened. Oh yeah, obviously. However, everyone, please assume that an incident will in fact occur. Prevention is number 1, but it probably won't be enough. This year too, someone will die and someone will disappear. There's really no doubt about it. Everyone apart from the section chief smiled painfully. Rishi-san, that won't do. We need to be more serious about this. The important part isn't to get past the night of the festival. It's to be able to quickly, swiftly and aggressively pursue whatever does happen tomorrow night. I won't tolerate anything less than your best. Clench those cheeks, boys! We're gonna rip all the skin off the ghost of Orishiro-sama's curse. Yeah! That was spooky. Alright, I'm going to end it there because I'm slightly dead.